Hello, leaders. Hey, this is Paul Grau, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges, the daily show that helps you leverage conflict to master your leadership skills and live your best life. Hey, hope you're doing great today and staying safe. So, yesterday's challenge was to think about where you may be out of alignment with your self-integrity, and then try to determine if that is impacting any other areas of your life. Today, we're going to continue the conversation that my wife Jen and I had, and today we're going to be talking about how stress can reduce your ability to think. Man, I'll tell you, this was a real eye-opener for me, and I hope you enjoy it as well. So let's get back into the conversation. Basically, if you're in alignment with your self-integrity, you can be a better leader. And if you're out of alignment with your self-integrity, does that have a direct impact of whether or not you're an effective or ineffective leader?
Yes. And that takes me to my next point, which is stress can create these subconscious things to happen, can cause them to. It's because you get a rise in the cortisol in your brain. Your brain gets flushed with this stress chemical called cortisol, and it will limit your thinking ability. So when I was in one environment, I went into coping mode, and my subconscious brain was really stepping up to shield me from the stress and the negativity. Sometimes I was on autopilot because my cortisol levels were just so high. But then when I switched jobs, I stepped into a role where people were paying attention to what I was actually doing, the creativity and the innovation that was taking place, how my team was thriving, how our customers were very pleased. I could really show how I valued everyone in their own way. And in return, I felt valued. So my value and my belief that you should value others was being lived out. My behaviors and my actions were in sync with my beliefs and my values. My cortisol levels went down, even though I was challenged on a daily basis, and my personal growth went through the roof. I was learning so much and really getting to see the strengths of my team and of myself that I really had pressed down and not acknowledged for a long time, and then how we were supporting each other. And it gave me the opportunity to see what had caused me to be out of integrity in the first place.
Man, that is gold. You know, what you just said about being under stress and raising your cortisol levels and how that limited your thinking ability, that should be a light bulb moment for almost every leader out there, because if as leaders we are putting our people in undue stressful situations, we're basically tying their hands to a point, which includes their problem-solving abilities, which involves simple tasks that they might be able to do any other time, but now they're under stress, so their thinking is very limited. Am I on the right track here?
Yes. It's the fight or flight response.
Man, that is some cool stuff. I've been leading people through this kind of stuff for a very, very long time, but I never quite heard it put that way. And I never realized that undue stress limits our ability to think. Dang, if that's not a wake-up call for leaders to stop stressing their team members out, I just don't know what else to say. Hey, today's challenge is for you to think about times that you knew that you were under stress, undue stress, and whether or not you made wise decisions during that time. Also, while you're at it, think about your team members and if any of them are operating under any undue stress that you can help them alleviate. You know, I'm going through a John Maxwell Mastermind course with my local Chamber of Commerce right now called Leading Through Crisis. And we just talked about how a leader needs to be prepared for a crisis and how it helps them remain as calm as possible. And the leader makes every effort to be visible and available for their team members. Now, this makes even more sense because when leaders are visible and available for their people, they can keep their people calm and talk to them on a daily, hourly basis so their team members don't get any more stressed out than they need to be. Hey, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And if you enjoy this show, man, I would greatly appreciate it if you let me know that you're listening. Because I'll tell you, some days doing a podcast, I just think that I'm talking to myself. So please send me a note on social media or leave me a review or just give me a shout out on email at paul@clcteam.com. Hey, I hope you all remain safe and lead well. And until tomorrow, run to your challenges.